I'm trying. Whilst I was trying to buy time because I lost the scene for the game. There it is. Okay. Hello there, and welcome to the final, the best of three final between VonIvan and Noggano of course, Factional Showdown, Brits versus Wehrmacht. I'm here watching VonIvan as the Brits in the south, and who have you got in the north there?
And in the north, we have Noggano playing as Wehrmacht, rolling out, building his tier 1, and starting the game.
Wow, and he's going for 2 Grenadiers straight off the bat. No MG42, so arguably looking for possibly a very aggressive opening. It's going to be interesting regardless. And what's the different dynamic we're now going to be seeing, Ashman, is these two guys are more than a match for one another.
Absolutely. They are both, you'd say, veterans or seasoned champs from this community, showing their stuff here in this tournament we have arranged today, or you have arranged, excuse me. And yeah, we're going to see probably a very aggressive start with Noggano. It's a big map. There's a lot of points to cap that are very nicely spaced out, and we're playing on Crossroads version 1.1, which has a little bit of edits, and we're going to hopefully see a little bit of a more aggressive, longer game than the one we just saw between VonIvan and J for Jet.
VonIvan already locking in Mobile Assault Regiment. That's the M2 flamethrower, advanced cover combat, and facial infiltration commandos, and of course the land mattress. Also, vehicle crew repairs. There's not a single thing there, Ashman, that isn't bloody useful.
Absolutely. Now, maybe I'm just a noob or something, but VonIvan's retreated both of his infantry sections to the base. Is that to pick up something, or did he unintentionally misclick that?
Well, for one thing, maybe it's to traverse the map. So let's have a look at that. If he was on the right side of the map and he wants to get over to the left side more quickly, there's a lot of stuff to move through on this map. He has to get past these buildings, so retreating can actually be a little bit quicker sometimes. I remember notably in Coming to Heroes 1 on the map Semwar, that was a standard build order practice to shift-click the territory away from your base and then retreat back and then continue capping with the first Pioneer squad. So it could be reminiscent of that.
That's pretty advanced stuff, man. And he did half finish a trench over on the right side. Does that stick around, or will that eventually dissipate if he doesn't go
Oh no,
back
it would have dissipated by now. That is unique to sandbags and barbed wire. Trenches seemingly can be half built and remained.
Interesting. Okay, and I'm curious if Noggano starts to take fire at it, if he'll take increased damage. But, you know, enough pondering aside, stealing the house in the center, VonIvan gets some excellent first shots on these Grenadiers, dropping a model, and going to have to duck behind this green cover stone wall, but already at a very severe disadvantage in that little engagement.
They are having lost a model and lost health. They lose a further model, and that is just the advantage of getting in that garrison first. However, the sniper is now up, so keep an eye on that. That's going to be taking some nice shots up against this Vickers, or it might actually get suppressed if it's caught.
We have some flamers popping on the Stern Pioneers there, going to do extra damage to the green cover sandbagged infantry sections there. And if it can manage to get rid of them, that flamer will be very useful for getting those infantry sections out of the big house.
Absolutely, flames are the Wehrmacht's best friends. This Grenadier stuck out this battle for a while there. Elsewhere, let's check on the sniper who's taking big shots. The Sten guns, though, of the Royal Engineers are on the march, and if they get up
potential
close...
wipe on the left side. There's an infantry section killed. Sorry to take
No, that's brilliant. Wow, the Pioneers there burning that Tommy to the ground.
Wow, and then over on the right, potential wipe for the... Oh my god! Von also loses a Vickers to the 4 Grenadiers over on the right side. Maybe Von wasn't quite as refreshed and, like, out for blood as we thought today. He might even take that Vickers. That'll be a huge steal. And he gets it. Wow. And
however, Royal Engineers... Oh, God, they get destroyed as well by the Grenadiers. They were going to try and get the kill on the retreating Grenadiers, but they were indeed nearly killed themselves, and that is a big loss for VonIvan in the early game. We've also got a Talon mine coming down in dangerous territory there. Oh, God, that's a horrendous early game loss. We have a sniper...
That's actually one of the worst starts I've ever seen for Von. That's pretty crazy. Maybe he went during that little break to go to Wendy's and get a hamburger so he could, you know, eat that while the game's going and distract his play.
Indeed. Indeed.
Anyway,
got to take advantage of the American healthcare system, or lack thereof, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Cheeseburger micro.
Here we go. The sniper's been uncovered, and oh god, that's a terrible start for VonIvan. Where is his micro?
What's going on?
He's had
is this a troll?
he played fantastically in that first game to really pretty much decimate his opponents in short time, but it's not happening quite so much in this particular game.
We know, as you mentioned at the start of this thing, you said VonIvan doesn't play as much Brits as he does for Soviets. And that's true. I mean, I haven't seen him play Brits very often, so it could just be a little bit of rustiness with this faction, or I don't fully understand.
Oh no, he started playing Brits pretty much for this little mini-tournament. He hadn't played them for ages until a recent stream. So it is a very rusty faction for him. However, that does not excuse what we've seen from his preservation, and he must be angry with himself at the moment.
Yeah, well, knowing Vaughn, he certainly never gives up, and he's probably going to keep with it until he can finally do it. Going for a third Royal Engineer squad, which I assume will probably also get upgraded with a flamethrower.
It's clever, because Royal Engineers cost a lot less, so he's able to now field a little bit more of an on-field presence without having to wait to rebuild his Tommies. One thing you will notice is Noggano has a very heavy Tier 1 and Tier 0, and that is highly reminiscent of DevM and Aimstrong's play in the recent GCS kind of passage. Oh god, Royal Engineers possibly going down. This could be brutal for VonIvan. Indeed, in a plume of fire.
Yeah, extra chance and likelihood of having that flamer pop on your back if you are down to one model with those flame squads. Also, anti-personnel mines set up on that point to the right. Vaughn's not been on his game. He's going to run straight into it. Oh my god, it popped the sweepers the very millisecond before he ran into them. So lucky break.
So how many squad wipes is that? We've got one infantry section down, one Royal Engineer down, the Vickers stolen. Oh, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, it's a bloody day here on Crossroads 1.1. At least he's keeping pressure on the sniper, been able to get as much work done, but with all of those grenadiers, he's taking advantage of his opponent's low squad count. It's going to allow him to get all over this map, continue to cap wherever those Royal Engineers decide to run and cap and fight. So really good job by Noggano so far.
He's played excellently. Here we go. We've got Royal Engineers versus Grenadiers, but they are rushing up to cover, and they do eat shots. And they are punished as a result, which is further going to punish VonIvan's manpower, endurance, and income. One thing you will notice as well, the sniper pretty much has to stay close to the infantry section because there's only one source of infantry healing now, because there's only one infantry section with the upgrade.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him, healing every single squad. And, you know, I didn't see him even get shaved down to almost dying. He was just at a sliver of health. So, really, he needs to kind of sit up straight, think about what he's going to do from this point on, and play a little bit more safe. But that's not exactly VonIvan's playstyle, so...
Playing safe, VonIvan? It's like the ISIS of KO2 playstyles. It's, you know, all or nothing.
All or nothing ISIS.
I don't know why I said ISIS. I'm trying to be controversial in my humour. Oh, Rifle Nade didn't actually do anything to that Royal Engineer. It ran towards the sandbag and nearly died, but somehow survived.
He fired a little bit behind the sandbag, and I think he got into the second before, you know, like right in front of it. So he managed to get away without losing the squad. Yeah, catching out the MG42 over on the right-hand side, though. These vanilla Royal Engineers actually making an impact.
Oh, what is he setting on? What is he doing? Oh, he's baiting him, maybe. No, I don't know. That was
Sniper
strange.
About to get Vet 1. Maybe he was counting on it getting Vet 1 and then being able to get the extra pop-off on it.
Possible. That would have been next-level play from Noggano, but we know he's capable of it. One of the best KO2 players ever to have played the game.
Yeah, coming out in full force. I'm assuming that Vaughn's maybe going to play a little better with the next game, playing as Wehrmacht. Everything's in full retreat at the moment. Headed back to the base, trying to get some heals from the only infantry section with healing. And tacking up to Tier 3. Maybe going to try to get something to equalize the situation. He's not completely down on map control, at least, so Vaughn is keeping something together.
Yeah, he has 4 standard territory points at the moment, which is diminished fuel income, but it is still fuel income. He has half of Noggano's at the moment. So you will see Noggano out with an answer first, but if VonIvan's able to get the 6-pounder, maybe he'll be able to stay in this. But it's exactly the same situation we saw J for Jet in that previous game, again against Noggano.
It's a rough matchup. I've always kind of felt that this matchup is a little bit favoring Brits. I mean, excuse me, Wehrmacht. But you know, this is the new fall balance preview we're playing right now, and we've seen a couple of the new patch notes in action, just kind of little things. But I'd say that the factions that are going to be affected most by that are probably OKW and Soviets.
Yeah, indeed. And it will mostly affect team games. It is a bit of patch mostly affecting team games, like the big heavy vehicles, etc. So these early engagements in 1v1 shouldn't be touched too much. I mean, I wish they were, because I really wanted to see a little bit more infantry kind of changes. Because obviously I'm a 1v1 purist, so that's where I want to see everything change. But never mind, you have to give the 4v4 players something sometimes, I guess. Well,
absolutely.
Apparently you do. That's what they told me anyway.
They make up a lot of the games on the auto match. I was surprised seeing it. It was a really high percentage of the games people play are 4v4.
Oh, big time.
It does. Yeah, it gives you a huge feel like you're playing an actual, or you're witnessing a real World War II army. Both of them sparring off against each other. And
he's
speaking
just
of purists,
sticking out. He's going for it with that flamer. It's pushed away by the G43s in the end. So there you go. Your doctrinal pick is Lightning War, the most chosen commander in 1v1 competitive history.
Is that right?
Yeah, big time.
That's cool.
Oh, we had a rifle grenade going.
Rifle grenade coming in, narrowly dodged. Took a little bit of HP damage, but not out for the count.
Pioneers just going to town on this Royal Engineer squad. The Welshmen really want to be back in the valleys, and instead they're in France and they're being torched alive.
They could get wiped.
It's
real close.
Oh!
And there they go. Both in a...
Oh, boyo, they're gone.
Screaming in pain. I'd feel bad to be the guy with the sweeper. I mean, can you imagine being in a fight and all you have is like a metal detector?
Oh, the Pioneers in turn, though. The Pioneers in turn could be getting taken out. Sten guns only have short-range combat accuracy, but the Flamers certainly have a little bit further, and they return the favour. There you go. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
They're both kind of like, this map, it isn't big enough for the two of us flamethrowers. So they took it.
A capture point is being overrun.
Unique style. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen such a M2 flamethrower heavy build from a British player before. I'm not quite sure of how effective it is. And I'm not really sure where VonIvan's going with his teching next. It's going to be a little bit longer before he can even afford a Cromwell.
It is. You really want to be expecting to see that 6-pounder on the battlefield, I would imagine. Very good AT gun.
And the Panzerwehr is teching for Noggano, about to get on the...
Such classic play from Noggano. He's got these 4 G43 squads with that excellent moving accuracy. They're able to just constantly put the DPS down. These Royal Engineers don't stand a chance.
Yeah, they might not stand a chance of living next either. They barely get around the fence.
British sniper in duress, opens fire. Wehrmacht sniper, will he take the shot? Yes, he does.
God, the huge plume of blood just fire out of the back of his head. That's gotta hurt.
I copyrighted plume of blood.
Do I have to pay you a royalty now, or?
Yes, it's 1 million for the penny. Here we go. The light gammon bomb goes in. Is easily dodged. Grenadiers get the hell out of there, and I think these Irishmen's days are numbered, because here comes the medium armor, the Panzerwehr.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy.
Yeah, that is not where you want to spawn some commandos. Yeah, it's a long retreat back to base. Yeah, Von not making use of all engineers and lines. That really would have been a good way to respond to this obviously imminent Panzer IV, which is now probably just going to rush straight into base. Uncontested. Nagano, madman, coming in.
The crazy Russian Noggano going straight into base. There's no juicy targets, but the Panzerwehr could be going for a crush here. There are no snares, you'll notice. No snares whatsoever. He could go for the crush and he could make him suffer. There you go, VonIvan spreads out his forces. He sees it coming and pushes him away. S-minefield just north of there. God, this is aggressive from the Russian.
That's a hollow feeling. There's absolutely nothing that VonIvan can do. He doesn't even have enough manpower to be able to get an AT gun. Noggano just absolutely exploiting his opponent. And he can't reinforce these guys because it's taking time away from getting the AT gun, so he's just going to have to run around with one-man squads. And a second Panzer IV.
Noggano's got something to prove here due to the Russian Federation not being citizens not being able to travel to Britain. He was not able to play in the Grand Championship Series, so he's been out. He's not been in the limelight playing in these big competitive Coming Heroes 2 1v1 battles. So he's got a point to prove, and he's proving it here with menace and vengeance.
Oh yeah, he's got something to say about it. Rough time over on the left. It's just watching a bunch. It's a turkey shoot, really.
That's exactly what it is. It's like some kind of activity you can pay for in the backwaters of Texas, you know? I want to pay to drive around in a tank and shoot immigrants.
Man, I never seen so many Royal Engineers get shot up like a bunch of skeet. And there goes the game.
Oh, God. That was a brutal game one there. Absolutely brutal. We just saw Noggano throw himself into a 500 victory point lead. So if in G2, if VonIvan loses more than one victory point, you know for a fact Noggano gets to play as Wehrmacht in G3.
Yeah, and that immediately is, bad news for VonIvan. He's going to have to look over, I don't know, the manual for this game and figure out how to play Brits in the time it takes to get to game 3 if he can even make it there. So good luck. I think Helping Hands has a couple of good instructional YouTube videos. Might be able to help him out.
This is horrid. That's this is my American cousin Ashman. He's we basically, obviously, with Stormless dying in that airplane accident last month, I've had to find a new co-caster, and for now at least this is your guy right here.